I believe this is a poor budget, Mr. Mayor, regrettably not designed to protect the poor in our community, as I say it should be, but in part because of mismanagement, but mostly by design, it fails all the important tests. And before members opposite or elsewhere leap to the defence of paid staff, my criticism is not levelled at them, but at the administration who determine policies in this council. I say many of the proposals and lack of proposals are driven by an ideology that seeks to have a smaller and less supportive public sector and ignores the plight of many in our community who are facing real cutbacks in their wages and benefits. Why else would you argue against continuing council tax discount for the poorest, as this administration did, to its shame, and make no commitment for future protection in this budget? I have heard it said that people should be able to manage their small and reducing income provided they budget better. What a patronising attitude to have. Why wouldn't you be able to manage on £71 per week job seeker allowance? After all, you can get a good bottle of wine for that amount, I'm told. The poorest in society didn't cause the recession. Those with real wealth did. And again, before members opposite jump up to have a go at the last Labour government, let's at least agree that there is a global recession caused largely by unregulated banks and investors. In specific terms, I make the following points about the budget. It's wrong in principle to hive away money in reserves when people are desperate for public services to support them in these difficult times. After all the problems this council has been caused by the manipulation of the Manidown land issue, it's astonishing that no reference is made to the county council's decision, which is before its cabinet tomorrow, to pay back the remaining £4.5 million owed to this council during 2013 and 14. Never mind, no clear accounting of the £500,000 which has already been repaid. All of the platitudes from the leader made previously about a fresh start and transparency mean nothing, and we continue in the same obscure way over this public asset. Because that's what it is, a public asset bought with LSVT money. This land bank of 2,000 acres represents a real opportunity to this council as well as a challenge. Why not be looking at the prospect of real investment in infrastructure with the assets we hold being used for this purpose rather than waiting for the developer profits in the form of 106 agreements to provide this? We can most certainly achieve a better return on any investment we make in this connection. We've squandered 7 years, at least 7 years, in the development of this site already, and we need a radical approach for this opportunity to go on from here. Headline figures in this budget suggest a revenue budget reduction of £2.176 million. Which services are going to be cut to accommodate this? Additionally, there are projected deficits in 2015-16 and 2016-17, even after a 2% increase in council tax. Again, which services are to be cut to accommodate this? Finally, Mr. Mayor, just a quote. People will be surprised that councils are hoarding billions in their coffers, whilst at the same time some are pleading poverty. Whilst local authorities should maintain a healthy cushion, it's time for them to tap into their substantial reserves to ensure they protect frontline services with a view to building up their reserves again in sunnier days to come. Given the rise in reserves, it is disappointing and irresponsible that some sections of local government have chosen to needlessly scare the public with unfounded predictions of doom and gloom. This is not a quote by some off-the-wall Labour politician, not that we have any, by the way, but Local Government and Communities Secretary Eric Pickles. I imagine he had this council in mind when he wrote it. I say to council, reject this budget and the council plan, which fails the people of Baingstoke and Dean. We can do much better than this. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.